And we should be live, I hope, I think, I presume. Hello everyone. Tech to showcase today. This time is the Patton. I'm not sure why it's the Patton, but if we look at our last tier 10 tanks still on the list taking out the Patton, we have actually the 140 missing here. Let me just add that. We have 8 more tanks, excluding the Patton. We have 7. So the Sheridan, 57 heavy, E4 140, which I will do last, by the way, you can't vote for this. IS-7 268 and the Powerhouse. Still don't know why the most popular or tier 10 TD is still undone, so don't ask me. But yeah, today we're doing the Patton that has been voted for, and let's do it. Okay, wait, no. Go away, Sharon. So this is a fully medium line, like full-blooded, as you can see down here. Only has mediums, and so it's gonna be fun. You take a look here, you go from the M5 down to the M7 and then just straight for the Patton here, the only medium American tree, unless you take these two into account, but it's not a full tree, right? So we're doing this today, and yeah, hope you guys are gonna enjoy. And let's say hi to the chat, which is those who were here before the stream started: Razor, David, Mighty, Yusuf, Senko, as well as Dark, and Fedis, who just joined, as well as Karan. Hello. Hello and rise. So yeah, today's the Patton, and we're starting with the M7, as usual. 2 games per tier, mini reviews, and let's just get on with it, shall we? So, I hit my chin. Alright, see you, Razor. So the M7 has a interesting gun. You have quite trash gun handling. Let me just actually screen so you can see my mouse. So we have really bad gun handling, as you can see. Trash in terms of accuracy. DPM is, I think, even under average. Your reload speed 7.5, not that great. Your pen is alright for tier 6, I think, but it's barely any difference. I mean, look at this. You could actually just spam this with premium, especially since the alpha damage doesn't change that much. So yeah, 8 degrees of gun depression here, which is gonna be solid. It's gonna be good gun depression throughout most of the line, but I think 8 is pretty much maximum here. It has alright mobility, 48 top forward and 18 backwards. It's nice, and your average speed as well. And the power to weight of 21 is pretty damn good. And in terms of armor, it has some really trollish armor. As you can see, it's very round-ish, especially the upper part. The turret has a lot of curves, the side too, and the booty. So you gotta be careful if you can pen this with AT, or if your tank has enough pen. You gotta really aim properly, because you could bounce anywhere on this tank. You can even side scrape with it, which I'm gonna try to show. And yeah, in terms of equipment, I play this quite standard. And let's get on with it. So yeah, see if we can get some good games here. Only 2 tier 4s, that is pretty good matchmaking, I would say. We have double Kenny tune here. So as you can see, the aim time is quite poor. But in these close quarters combats, it doesn't really do a lot. If you have long aim time, as long as your circle fully includes the target you shoot at. Quite risky, but they have no tank destroyers, so we could actually make these peaks. And as long as someone else is getting shot, we should be pretty good here. M7 is not paying attention. Actually. Get that M5 out. Use adrenaline, get that guy. Miss there on my end. Gonna get this guy out. Gonna get this guy out next. Killing spree here. And then it's just this Stewart left. And you can even ram quite a lot in this thing. And that's how you do 5 kills. Hi, XD. Hey, Daniel. We're not sniping, we're stalking. Don't forget that, guy. Hey, Mr. Big. Yeah, that's game 1. Couldn't really side scrape here, but I mean that was mostly due to the map, right? It doesn't allow for side scraping all too much, but hey, it went quite well. Going good so far though. The M7 is not a bad tier 4 by any means. Just gotta really deal with that gun handling a lot. And there's Ferris in the team. Look at that. He is the first one to successfully get into our match. I'm using a duck. But it's not the enemy team, like he probably hoped to. My team instead. See if we can control the middle here. Again, quite a good matchmaking. Only 3 tier 4s. We got a Matilda too, so that's pretty damn good. Let's play the middle here with 8 degrees of gun depression and a really tiny turret. Making a very hard target to hit. I mean, like, look at this. Most of this is gun mantlet. When you look at it from this angle. It's not an easy thing to do. Actually play from this angle. Now that A20 is moving in, but as long as he isn't here yet, I can side scrape a bit. He missed. And can we open it? Can. Missed as well. And that's a good thing about this thing. It's very small in size. So you can bait shots quite easy. A corner. How are you doing? Onto him, he is a potential one-shot here. Now he is a definite one-shot. Let's go and claim here with a swift clip. Unless we critical him on the gun. As you can see, the armor does work. Gotta be a bit careful with it. Coming in here. I bounced on the side of him. Was quite unfortunate. Could have snapped him. Probably. Didn't want to risk it all too much. Let's see the side scrape. There we go, that's what I meant. We've quicker reload than him, I'm pretty sure. Especially since we popped the adrenaline early. Get this guy out, the PZ over there is not too dangerous. There's the SU, let's get the M8 out first. Let's go for the SU here. Nice carry first, did well. Okay, there's the PZ. SU is now a potential one-shot if we can pen him with HE here. No need for HE. That's 3 kills. And let's move up. Hey Patrick, how you doing? Let's hunt down that last kill. And that's how you play the M7, very aggressively. You gotta get close to your opponents because the gun is really tragic when it comes to your aim time. Accuracy, so you want to get as close as possible, of course. And thanks to the quite good amount of armor you have, it really helps. And you can ram with it again. So yeah, GG here. Ace girl. That's the first game done. Another 1.3k damage. No Top Gun discount, but I think it shows well how to play this very aggressively in the face too. And let's move up to tier 5 here, and with a bit of a disappointment of not having the derp anymore, it is the M4 Sherman. Hey Ghetto, this is my press account, so stats don't matter too much, if you want to see it. Alright, so the M4 Sherman has a 76mm gun, means it has 160 alpha damage. 128 Patton and 177 is quite nice actually for tier 5. Again, your accuracy and gun handling is quite poor. That's just how low tier works, unfortunately. So you gotta have to really aim properly. You get 12 degrees of gun depression, just super good, especially on a tank like this. You can really hold down. Engine is quite poor though. You're not as fast as the tank before. Still got 48 and 18 though. With 33 average speed, you are 4 slower than the M7, but your power to weight is nearly 5 less, so you really will notice the difference here, which is quite unfortunate. In terms of armor, it doesn't have all that much. Like the M7, it's very curved here. Front is really weak though. You have a gun mantlet, but it can be penned. You have cupolas too. And you can get HE on the side, so you gotta be careful about that. And I run this with a normal equipment loadout. And let's jump into it. See what we can get here out of the M4 Sherman. And what do you guys think about this line? What is your opinion of grinding through it? Or just some tanks that you may want to talk? Of course, if I missed something about the tank, let me know, so that we don't skip over anything. You and David in your game? When the stalkers meet each other. Lol. Alright. M4 Sherman here on good old Yukon. Available for tanks up to tier 4. I got a fail tune, so we see tier 3 here as well. Reload is basically the same as the M7, but due to having 20 more alpha, it makes quite a difference. Not a whole lot, but it helps. And don't have anyone on this side yet, which makes me believe that everyone went up to a degree. Especially since the M5 found both of their light tanks. I did pen him, not where I aimed at, but it worked. Let's see if we can side scrape a little bit. And yeah, always try to side scrape. In some tanks, of course, it's not really gonna work, but you want to at least give it a shot, because they could always hit your tracks and not penetrate. So you better go for the safe play than to just take damage instead. And it does help. As you saw there, I would have been on quite a bit less hit points here. Trying to angle outwards here, but didn't really help much. I want that Leo out. Gonna be quite a pain to deal with. So he has mobility. He has that clip. The KV-1 also has a dangerous gun, but I can pen him easily. And he's not that fast. We got him out with the Chi-Hi here. Nice help from him. And shoot the KV-1. A bit too high. PDR is gonna be really dangerous. So let's see if we can get a shot. One of those. Focus the KV-1 here together with the team. We're down on hit points here, I think. Especially with that spike and BDR still being pretty much full. I wanna get some distance. Need them to fall back. Ooh, upper plate. Right, the Panzer III is not a difficult target. We don't want to focus on him. But the two tier 5s definitely are. If they're beating up with his high alpha. Can potentially two-shot us. And the spike. With better DPM, as he had 7 seconds reload, and not just 7 like we do. I had to clear him there. Waste a shot. And with the Chi-Hi gone, put a shot into. Spike did peak. Now we need to run. At distance. Find here before PDR comes around. And I think I want to go up actually. Play around with the terrain. We have 12 degrees of gun depression, so we can definitely do that. And if we shoot premium, we should be able to pen the BDR2. More hit points than the spike now, so we can out-trade him if need be. And let's shoot APCR. He's a free shot regardless of what I fire. But we better make sure to pen. I said that I bounced, unfortunately. Use the bush here. Run into him. I wasn't even spotted. If we can clear that guy without getting spotted, that would be very good. We're both unspotted now. Let's see. Oh, this is not good. We got a negative trade out of this. Got the BDR out. I need to stay and put one in. Be fast in reverse. God damn it! I bounced the shot. I couldn't pen. This was so unfortunate. Could have been so much better. No. God damn it. I tried. The spike also played well though. Gonna give him credit for that. I could have won that, but a bounced shot can lose you the game, and that's exactly what happened. Really unfortunate. So yeah, it's game 1. Let's have a look at chat. Quite a bit happened. Patrick saying the Patton is the only TT medium I don't have. It just doesn't blow my skirt. Yeah, the Patton definitely should get above, especially the turret. It's really weak. We're gonna get to that once we're at tier 10. Yeah, Scroll. Yukon is a great map. I think it's one of the better ones that they've brought out lately. Really is a great game. Hey Capsule, hey Layla as well, and as well as Curve. Hey Fun Part. Nice one, Doug. Who won though? Right. Try it, guys. Hey Zagros, how you doing? Good evening, Killer Tomato. Yes, Tomato. I'm just gonna say Luca because it's in the name. And hey David. So yeah, that's game 1 of the pattern. We catched up to chat. Let's move on to game number 2 here. See if we can get a victory, because the first game was rather disappointing. Especially losing it. It's not the battle pass capsule though. It's the key, it's the boxes. No, Zagros, it's not until Friday, it's just within the next week. Did I say it wrong, Dark? Well, I meant to say the M4. Yeah, let's see if we can get a good game here. Unmental it. Yep, right into that. Fortunate hit there. In the pen. But greedy. I can hit him though. Yep. Not the most accurate of guns, but even a gun like this can hit. Oh, he uses the big gun. Once again, gun mental. Works out. We want to start pressing forward here. Not sure about what the Leo is doing. The T1 heavy also scares me, of course. Fair as you all get your rewards, you just need to wait for it a bit longer. Nothing wrong with that. That's great, Pete. I'm aware of that corner. I want to bait out. They peek there. But the side scrape bounce. Get him to back. Engines to strike. Just fire! That was unlucky. Would like to know what happened to that shot. Flank around here. We can achieve it. Let's dance, Alecto. Let's dance. She into him. Makes 4 kills. On our way to Rezena. Might get it, might not. Gonna sweat for it. Maybe. Actually, on my main account have a Rezena in this tank, funnily enough. And I remember it was not an ace. It was only a first class. So kills alone don't get you your aces, remember that. The Leo's playing really risky here. Not getting out of harm's way will cost him the life, unless I miss, of course. If we can run with this one too. Everyone's gonna get that kill. Relocate through here. Not snap that. T1 going that way. Let's focus on the medium first. We should be winning this regardless. But let's focus the low HP. And yeah, that's the issue with the gun. Not always gonna hit. As I just showed. Let's focus the big daddy. Oh, he bounced again. Yeah, this thing actually has the ability to bounce. Like all tanks do. Actual. Come on, follow me. Yes, you're my kill. GG! 6 kills. And 1.8k damage. And we get an ace. Couldn't get an ace in the first. I think this one was quite nice anyway. David, if you want to make this a highlight, up to you. We can tweak both games. I think that would be fun. So yeah. Quite a nice game, I would say. So let's move on to tier 6 and the easy 8. But what does the chat say? Hey Andy. I don't have any lag spikes so far, Daniel, no. Nice, Zakos. Hope you're gonna enjoy it in full quality then. Capsule, because I only played like 30 games. The others are all tournament matches. And if you spectate, it still counts as a tournament match for whatever reason it does. There's no real proper reason behind it, I'm assuming. That's just it. Oh yeah, this is the E8 with its own legendary camo. And again, a 76mm cannon here. But this time, gun handling is way better. You don't have 4 seconds aim time anymore. You now have 3.2, 3.6k FK, 0.36 accuracy. Now 2k DPM. You don't have the perfect 2k like you do in others, so you are a little bit slower than most tier 6 mediums, but it's basically the same, right? Your pen is below average though. It is the exact same pen as the M4. So that's a bit unfortunate. I mean, basically have the same gun in terms of penetration as the tier 5, which means you're gonna struggle against some of the tier 6 heavies and especially tier 7s. So you're gonna have to find quite a bit of premium here if you want to stay competitive. In terms of pen or alpha, you have the standard 160 here. Still 12 degrees of gun depression though, which is really nice. Mobility is again a bit quicker than the M4, now up to 20 power to weight. Still the same top speed limits, but of course thanks to more acceleration you now have and better average speed. In terms of armor, this thing doesn't really have anything. I mean, you got a little bit in the turret here, the gun mantlet, but the rest is basically easily pennable. You can even get a cheat in the side, so be careful about that. Do not stay flat-sided to some big guns, because it's gonna hurt. And yeah, that's basically all about a normal lineup here in equipments. Let's play the game. So yeah, let's see what we can do here on Normandy. 12 degrees of gun depression, of course, gonna help. Stalkers are still meeting each other. I can't tell you why I'm top tier. I'm not influencing it. I can't anyway. And I only have 1 tier 6 medium. Means we should be able to reach quite some havoc here. And the KV2 is not really gonna be competitive in the middle. But let's shoot him anyway, because I don't really want to get shot by that gun. Really adrenaline as well, and let's bring him down. Of course, the fact that this gun still has tier 5 pen means you're gonna struggle, but thankfully we're top tier, so that's fine. And yeah, as I said, you don't really have any armor. Tier for tier, you get worse. I mean, the tier 5 just basically pinned your cheeks. So the BDR does have a really good gun. That aside, you really need to be careful with your tank. Of course, the KV2 is still gonna bounce if he doesn't know how to aim well. Especially when shooting AP. This guy is going to out DPM me though. Unless I can get the cover of the BP here. Yep, I got the attention of the BP now. Maybe 2 is here. Have a lower roll there. Alright, he just fired. Maybe 2 is killable. Not sure why he's moving forward. Maybe he wants to give the E5 some damage. And we win. Not a spectacular game. But yeah. That's game 1 done. In the E8. How basically most people call it. Not a lot of damage. I think we did pretty well though, regardless. No kills. And let's jump into game number 2. Yeah, really need to poke in and out behind ridge lines. I mean, you saw it, right? T5 pinned me easily. T6 of course as well, and T7's basically butter you. Again, only one T6 medium is gonna be helpful. Nashon is gonna be dangerous though. Let's try to not get into his view. Double ARL on my team though. Double Stuck too. Hey Destroyer. I might, yes. Yeah, one tip I can give you. Fall this tree over and then stay behind it. In a light tank this is easier to do because you're quicker and you have better camo. Yes, Layla, the tier 5 and tier 6 both have 12 degrees. But you do have really good gun depression. Sentinel here being very passive. Got him to bounce, but that's just the track that can happen on any tank. We just got a peek here. We have better reload than him. He has 5.2 seconds. We have 4.8, and with adrenaline we have 4 seconds. So we can out DPM him easily. Let's try to outmaneuver him as well a little bit so he doesn't shoot us as often. Just like that. And we high roll. How to take out an equal tier medium without taking 0 damage. That went quite well. It's a bad shot, but that's all the accuracy you're gonna get. We can get that Panzer IV again fail tuned. Not sure what's up with that today. Side scrape here a little bit at least. Really the most we can do. A kill steal there. Whatever. Can't even pen a Churchill turret. Really? It's sad. So yeah, side scraping works of course. You get in the right angle. Otherwise you can't really lose a lot of armor on this tank. Let's just use the HP now to trade. Max rolled HE. And we get 4 kills here. 1.8k. Again, not really anything special in terms of the hit points and in terms of the damage done. But it's a decent tank. I don't really know Leppy, I haven't played the Fury, nor do I know the stats of it, so can't tell you, sorry. A forever. That's the tier 6. And now we get to arguably one of the worst tier 7 mediums, and here's why. So if we have a look at the gun, 3.4 seconds aim time is alright. You have a 90mm, you have 0.34 accuracy, which is also it's alright. But you have 2k DPM. And do you want to know what that means? It means you get the lowest tier 7 medium DPM in the entire game. Second place in terms of lowest DPM for tier 7 goes to the Dracula. Who would have thought? But yeah, little side note there. So this tank is awful compared to any other medium in its tier when it comes to out DPMing them. Because you can't. 6.7 seconds reload for 225 alpha damage is not great. 160 pen, also not the greatest. It's more on the higher side of tier 7 mediums because many have like 144. Of course, then you have the Panther, which has nearly 200. But that's a different story. You have your normal alpha for 225 gun or 90mm. APCR is good. It's 243. You're gonna pen most things, and you get 10 degrees of gun depression, so you lose 2. And yes, Daniel, only encounter. And hello, yes sir, and Grapes as well. How are you doing? You are faster than all previous tanks, which is nice. 56 top and 20 back is really good. And 21 power to weight also is like the M7, so you're very fast in acceleration. This tank is also very flat compared to these M4s. So you have a smaller profile, faster, you can dodge things quicker. But if you can't kill them fast enough, it's not gonna help you really. So yeah, let's jump into it. Nice one, Daniel. Yeah, I only play encounter because it shows the strengths of a tank better. Because you can get cucked by your team quite hard if they play on points and you can't showcase the tank good enough. I mean, you can like the tank, of course. I'm not saying it's bad. The issue just is the DPM. Because you have lower DPM than some tier 6 mediums, is all I'm saying. Got a nice shot into the Leo there. And even your armor is not that great, which I actually forgot to talk about, same as the equipment. You can bounce in your gun mantle, of course, which is basically non-existent, by the way. I'll show the equipment after the game. Someone reminds me to do so. I'm gonna forget, you know that. A weird toy train? I wouldn't say that's the issue. Yeah, you don't want to trade with a Leo. That thing has way more alpha. 290 actually, you didn't know. Compared to the 225 you have on every 20 or 90mm. On most at least. Not every, but nearly all of them have that alpha damage. Did not get a positive trade out of it. But to shoot him. See how's gonna be good enough. Got the kill. You don't have to worry about their mediums anymore. They have double annihilator and that bulldog still. I'm not a fan of. Yeah, you don't have this juicy 12 degrees of gun depression anymore, sadly, so you're gonna really have to peek over sometimes. Like in spots like this. Princey is hunting a challenger, which is interesting to see. Bulldog is really trying to fight, it seems, so we're gonna be aggressive. Interesting move here by the AT-7. We might do some damage here, actually, or some hit point. He's going for the kill first, of course, which is understandable. Aim for the side turret. Get that pen. Before gets the kill shot. Another annihilator dead too. Oh, up the side turret, please. Nearly got me there. To be honest with you. And alright. That is game for the T20. And GG. Hey Kuma, glad to see you here, but how you doing? How's your channel going? I would say. If you didn't know, Kuma is streaming on Twitch, so if you want to see some quality win content from a really good player, go check that out. Can't link him in the description because it's a stream. But yeah. How you doing, Kuma? That's a T20. Pretty good first game. See if we can get a second one. Oh look, we got Ferris again. And Senko. Alright. So I want to play here. That's my usual plan. I didn't know Martin was also streaming. What's he doing, Layla? Nah, Kuma. You're not in win for no reason. Yeah, Senko knows about me playing here. Probably expected this. Doesn't help him if he doesn't pen me though. Quite a lucky bounce there on my part. Not sure where he hit to bounce that one. Both annihilators on this side. He didn't even drop down, he just stayed there. A sneaky Senko. Credits to you for that one. Lucky to bounce that. That is here helping us out. Oh, miss on my end. Oh, that SDR retard really is strong. Alright, it's a 2-on-1 now for us. Took that one. We need to back off those annihilators. I'm gonna die. Oh, that's what you meant to. Sorry, Kuma. My mistake there. Hi, that's tank requests. Come on, Ferris. Annihilate him. Do it! Do it. Oh. Ah, new. Oh. Is it time for Feathers to die? Yes. Hey Simon, how you doing? Kuma, I would say the M7 is pretty alright. Even the M4 is pretty solid. But the Tier 6 is more or less a bit below average due to its lack of armor, and the Tier 7 is the lowest in terms of DPM across all mediums, so not that great. But yeah. Not that great of a result. And let's move on to the Pershing, which is... I actually like the Pershing. Let's talk about why. So your gun is pretty alright. You got similar gun handling to the T20, 3.4 seconds aim time, 0.33 accuracy, which is pretty good. You get the same amount of reload, so your DPM isn't that great again. Especially when you consider some tanks with 90mm have 5.5 seconds reload, so not that great. Regardless of that, you have 10 degrees of gun depression, which is still great. And mobility wise, you don't slack either. You get a bit lower, of course, than the T20 as you're bigger, but 19 pound to weight is still alright, and 48 top is basically the limit to what this line can do, from what it seems. In terms of armor, turret is basically the strong suit here. It's a mini T32, is what I would call it. Mantlet is most stuff that can bounce. You have a small cupola and get penned here by high pen guns, and your upper plate isn't the strongest. What's actually the pen on this gun? I forgot. 180, so not that great either. Some tanks have 212mm of AP. So you're really gonna lack. I know it's a lackluster gun, but I like the whole package, making the tank more or less average, I would say. And equipment more or less standard too, nothing too special. Now you can go for calibrated, which some might do, but the DPM is already so low with 2.1 that I don't really think it's a good choice to do. So yeah, I don't know. In terms of the stats, of course, this tank looks really bad and could take a buff, but I still like playing it, or when I grind it through it, in fact. And that was true for most of them. Let's see how we can fare here in the middle, as you do. As an annihilator. Bounced that. What I'm assuming is a stock SU-152. E2 is yet to be spotted, and we're missing Bullseye. I think what we could do is go here. The T49 has a small gun. It's quicker reload than us. Actually knows that too. He's not that bad of a player, but it's not gonna help him. So yeah, I think the soft stats on this tank also were pretty decent. They can actually snap quite a bit. The turret armor holds up, as you can see. Ah, he knows about the weak spot. Alright. Smart player. Not gonna help him a whole lot though. Especially when you cannot pen my turret. Yeah, I would say that's just a strong suit of this tank. It is the turret armor. And I really like playing this tank hold down. And if you know how to aim, the pen is not gonna matter. And if you play carefully enough, you can work the D. But of course, having more is always greater. But I like playing challenging tanks, which is why I like playing the E2, for example, too. But that just might be me. E2 also has more DPM, but I got fire support here. It's not gonna matter. Put one into him, turn around again. These have yet to be spotted. There's the Bullseye. Get a shot in here. Annihilator there at top. Careful. Yeah, we can just peek up when we reload it. Put a shot in and peek back down again. There's nothing much to playing this tank. It's just your normal hold down tank, which more or less strong turret armor. Of course, that depends on what your need is. If you need a T32 turret, you're gonna play that. But if a mini version of that is enough for you, then you can play this tank. Oh, you actually hit my cupola, I think. Run into him. Back off, because I'm not sure where the Bullseye is. I would say we got a pretty good game out here. We're all quite low, so the bullseye could still screw us over here. But nice kill from the Chimera. Might have just swayed this into our favor. Bullseye here, I think that's the small gun. If I saw that correctly. Peeks again, he's going to be done for. Needs to peek A side. Gonna see that SU coming though, he did. But that means he's not ready for me. And we got a pretty good game here. Alright, that is an ace actually. More or less surprisingly. I did not expect that. So... pretty nice game. Alright, let me check the chat. What do you mean, Simon? Do what? Yeah, that was a pretty good game, I'd say. Shows how to play this tank pretty well. Let's see if we can get another game in the Pershing. As I said, I like playing it. Definitely not a bad tank, certain. And we got Senko on the enemy team in a bullseye. Hey Pickles, how you doing? By the way, David, Doug was a bit annoyed that you put your video requests in the reminder chat, but none of the others. So what's up with that, David? What's up with that? How dare you do something like that to the boys? Okay. There's the Dracula. And as you can see, the turret does work. I don't really want to peek up because Senko's gonna be in that bush. 100%. There's always someone in there. MX is gonna peek, not sure why he does that. See if it goes down before. Ah, he really tried getting another shot on. Why are you hating on Doug? You need to hate on David. Because he's the one who forgot to set the reminder. Nah, David, it's a bit late for that. I'm gonna do it myself. This is not good. I helped out this T-69 here. Ah, Senko wasn't even there. Thought I outsmarted him. Guess I didn't quite do that. Probably saw it coming too. Ah, 69, you could have killed that guy. But that KV4's it. Right, I can use this rock. Now I can push over because no one's looking. Ram kill on Senko. Pen the turret. No, we can't. Can't even see me, I guess. One shot into him. I think we can just straight up push now. Not gonna kill us anyway. Alright, there we go. And that is how you play the Pershing. Play it carefully, don't be overly aggressive. Because there's no reason to do so. Good track. And GG! Nah, Senko, I'd prefer Layla instead. I just did it because I was still on reload. What was I supposed to do? Give that kill to the Yaml? Hell no. So yeah, I would say it showed how you can play this tank quite well. And let's move on to tier 9. And probably my favorite out of this line so far. And it's the 46 Patton. H up. And yeah, you have 2.9 seconds aim time, really good gun handling from the get-go. You have the same accuracy, I think, as the tanks before, but now your DPM is top-notch. Top-notch DPM. Probably one of the best tier 9 mediums, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. My opinion. Keep that in mind, alright? Fine. Fine. You have 6.9 seconds reload, making it the highest tier 9 DPM, alongside Type 61, who has the same reload. Giving you 3000. Oh, such a step up from tier 8 and tier 7. Now your pen isn't that great. 218 is on the low end of all the tier 9 mediums, but if you flank around, if you aim well, should be fine. 350 alpha gun as it's a 105mm. 10 kills. 10 kills. 10 degrees of gun depression, making this a neat little package. The pen isn't that great if you compare it to a PTA, a Type 61, a Ascent 1, who all have that pen as standard on the APCR. They're really lacking a bit behind. But you make that up with some good mobility here. Top of the tree so far, 22, nearly 23 in acceleration. I'll also wait here. Again, 48. I think this line is capped at that. 20 reverse and 38 average. Really nice. And in terms of armor, it doesn't have a lot. It really doesn't. This turret is quite easy to pen, though most of it is your gun mantle, so you might bounce some shots. You might not though. You shouldn't rely on it either. And yeah, I play this tank normally, and to just show that I really like this tank, just 2 games, but it showcases it. Let's go on with it. See what we can do here in this match. Alright, good night, Dark. Basically, David. Basically. That's how it works. Of course. That's the only way. Okay, let's take the corner here. I think we can pretty much do that. They have a 31st, which is gonna be a bit annoying to deal with. A waffle on city, that's not that great. Let's see if they might listen. Gonna have to go all in here. If I don't risk it, we're gonna lose this match because we need to contest the corner here. I'm the only one fast enough to do so. Oh, that bad shot is already here. At least the FCM came to the corner with me. Glad about that. Now this is not gonna be fun, but if they focus on the FCM, that should be pretty good for me. I'm losing quite a lot of hit points here. They're not holding back that IS-8. He's going around, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, the team isn't helping. They're not taking enough damage here. Our waffle is here now. God. Batchet can clip us. CM is making a nice shield. Get a shot into him. Waffle is gonna die now. That has been quite pointless of him to be here. But now I have 2 tanks to hide behind. One shot now. The bad shot is gonna be a bit dangerous because he can clip me. Else he isn't a fixed one shot. Unless I really hit him with HE in the right spot. Yep, just like that. And that's the power of DPM, everyone. Oh god, I'm dead. No one saw that guy. Because they are all in the city now. For whatever reason. Because one I say is that dangerous that you need to leave the actual important player, which is in the corner, which was me, behind. And I'm quite annoyed actually. Because I think I carried this game quite well. Regardless of what happened. Especially against those 2 tanks in the corner here. That 31st. And the bad chat. I mean, I basically won the game. Pretty sure I can say that. So I'm annoyed. Gotta be honest. But what can you do? Really? There's still a lot of damage out there as well. As a full T-32, a full Waffle. It could have done so much damage. The Waffle here is the key player at that point. Because the Carnarvon's gonna die to the T-32. Didn't even hit him. Come on, you can take 2 shots from the T-32. Why is he going forward? Come on, 75. Hit your shot. Angle up. Nice. The Waffle check the cap. Check. They're not gonna peek out Waffle, come on. Chimera's coming from that. It's right. He's coming from there. He's gonna one-shot you. Dude, look over. He's tunnel visioning extremely hard right now. Come on, win this at least. Chimera's not even flanking. What is this? Love how the E75 and the Carnarvon have big mouth and they did barely anything to win this game. Makes so much sense. I love teams like this. Why is the chat dead, by the way? For 6 minutes straight. What happened? Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on, Waffle. He just fired. He just fired, Waffle. Come on. No! He should have killed the other guy. Come on, hit your shot. Hit your shot. Hit it. Thank God, E75. Thank you! Go into cap together. They just stay together, they can win this. They're gonna split. The Waffle kills our Waffle here. Gonna lose. Don't go up, don't. Why are you going up? We're wasting time! Ah. Yep. Well, we're gonna win, but still, that was not smooth. And now the E75 is gonna have high damage and think that's how I'm gonna keep playing. Though he shouldn't. Yep. I didn't do a whole lot of damage. I did 3k. I could have done more, of course. But I got focused out quite a bit there in the corner. But yeah, I like the T9 Patton. I think it's a really good tank. Let's keep going. Hellas, no. Map number 2 here. Wow, my concurrent views just dropped to 0. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just gonna cover it up again. Wow, Layla's betraying me. No wonder Nagisa feels bad for me. But yeah. T9 Patton is a monster. Really, really strong. How to play it. Can hit like a truck. Not in terms of alpha, but just pure DPM. People underestimate this tank for whatever reason. It's just really good. They just don't know that, or even see that. And I'm not sure. I mean, the armor's not that great, neither's the pen. But I think mobility and the DPM really make and break this tank. Basically alone over here. And those 3 guys that take part. Enemy's team is also playing really weirdly. Look at their positions. There's the Yak Tiger. Oh wow, the eyes too paid attention. I've just wasted my in here. Rosetta really wants to get me out of this game, doesn't he? There's a hard push of that eyes too. Might actually lose this game here. With how passive my team is. Why is that VKB still over there? I do not understand. It's a bad shot by me. Spot it. One is still there too. Not been doing great this game. Yes, he was finally moving up though. So that's gonna help. Was a good shot. There we go. I think we're slowly getting some ground again, as long as that VKB doesn't start winning the fight with his 2k HP. And that's the SU gone. Now I need to fight that Yak Tiger. Not gonna be fun. That shot was helpful. There's the VKB that I was talking about. that he is going to become an issue. And he just joined the fight, like I did not want him to. That was a 2-shot. Emil is also very healthy. Don't think I really have a chance of winning this game. How in hell's name did I hit that? I didn't pen the progetto? Really? Why? Why not? Well, I'm dead. I tried. Again. I tried and couldn't succeed. Hey, Penguin. So we did 4K. I didn't really do a good job at hitting my shots. So there was a chance I got that progetto out and didn't play so poorly against the VK nor the E1. Could have been better, but I take it. And yeah, really great tank to Patton. Now the tier 10 one is a tank I haven't played a whole lot. Keep that in mind. I can really not go off much of. So you have again a 105, this time APCR as standard, so I'm running with supercharge here. We have 3.4 seconds aim time, yet again. This is the best dispersion we have on all the line with 0.32. DPM goes down a bit to just barely under 3k with your seconds reload, which I have due to the calibrated shells. So I get the 330 on heat, 263 on APCRs, really great as well. 350 alpha, just a standard, and you have 9 degrees of gun depression on this tank, which is more or less unique because there's not a lot of mediums out there. Hello Lennox. Supercharge is this. It gives you more shell velocity and decreases the amount of penetration you lose. And APCR is the ammo type that loses the most pen over distance. So I just like to take that over aim time on pretty much all tanks that you shoot APCR standard. In terms of mobility, again, you're capped at 48. Not sure why. 20 back. Solid power to weight of 20 and 37 top speed here. 20 backwards. Again, it's great. The armor is tragic. 177 on the turret. Let's talk about it. Weak spots. Here. 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 And basically the entire lower plate. You can get a cheat in the side. You can get a cheat in the back. And the turret is just generally very weak. Which is sad. It should get more turret armor. I even run extra enhanced armor just for that bit more turret. But it doesn't help. Hopefully we can see that in the game when we're playing. Otherwise this is how I take this tank. And let's see what we can do with it. Hey Mighty. Low candy enemy team. See if we can sweat them away. I'm gonna play in the middle, of course, or more on the bridge area here in general. Sure. I think they don't have a tier 10 medium, so I'm gonna play this side more. Mighty PM for that. The live chat is not really the way to discuss. Alright, I only need it for Friday anyway. Saturday I'm on that chat. It doesn't matter as much. Oh god. Alright, we got into cover. Chieftain is not gonna be an easy fight, but with the Vickers as help, it should work out. And he's not really positioning himself too well either. That's the lower plate. Switching up his fire, that's not the smart thing to do. Even if you know that you're gonna die, focus the target you already shot before. so that you concentrate your damage more. It's gonna help your team in the long run. Like, it's easier if there's one tank on a one shot and one tank on a like 3 shot, like, instead of having 2 shots on a 2 shot, so you can't focus properly. Nope. I can't really recommend the Patton in his current state, just because the main feature of this tank is supposed to be the turret armor, but it's lacking that to a very big degree. So I would recommend the tier 9 Patton, not the tier 10. Which is one of the reasons why this is not on my account yet, as one of the tier 10s I have not bought. Yeah, he wouldn't even need heat for that. Even with that, he just butters through the turret, unfortunately. And that's an issue on this tank, quite a bit. AFK mouse here is a bit unfortunate for the enemy team, but what can they do about it? And we can't change it either. We just had 2 max rolls in a row. That is incredible RNG. Trying to aim for the fuel tanks here, because they are right there in this upper part here. Just can't hit them. So we take our top gun here. What tier 10 mediums would I recommend? Other than this, or over this, I would recommend the STB, E50M, and probably even the 1-to-1. Those are more better picks here. Layla, you're from Asia. Of course you don't have great ping in EU. Yeah, that was our first game. Couldn't really showcase the lack of turret armor. But see if we can do better in the next game, as this was more of an average one. See ya, Senko. I don't know, Mighty, I can't really recommend the 62A all too much. Bit boring, to be honest. Linux, if you want some tips, I made a tech tree showcase about the STB. It actually was the first one I ever did. So if you want, you can check out my playlist for that. Come on, 1-to-1B. 1-2. Oh, that's the platoon from last game, but they were on my team. Now they're my enemy. Alright, Linux, just mentioning. Oh, why are we shooting heat? I was shooting heat the entire time. What's going on with that? Oh, I didn't mean to. Damn it. Probably why I bounced on the Vickers then. This 1-to-1B really is not that helpful. Back in the grill. Get another one in. Nope. But I-7 is gonna be very annoying to deal with. Deal with the guys on the bridge first. Oh, there's the chieftain here. Ah, the warning shot worked. Turning around. Because it's definitely paying attention. I can't be overly confident here in my peeking. Seems like he forgot about me. It's not even turning towards me. It's running. And me and HE into his backside. Doesn't seem to want to fight. Let's go for a 62 from above. shoot the Vickers. Can't reload. He turns around anyway. Interesting. I couldn't reload, god damn it. And yeah, that's our Patton. Tier 9 is great. It's probably one of my favorite Tier 9, the Type 61. Same as the Tier 7, I liked it. So yeah, that's the M48 Patton. To more or less mediocre games, but there's nothing wrong with that, of course. And that's it for the line. Let's have a small summary. So tier 4 and 5, you can play rather aggressively. The guns are quite nice. And so is the armor for that tier. You can really bounce some stuff, especially in the M7. You can play this super aggressively, and you should, because of the gun handling being rather poor. The E8 is rather mediocre in most areas. Lacking especially in armor and penetration, as you have 128 on the tier 6 and most have like 144 like the Cromwell, so it's really not that great. The tier 7 has the worst tier 7 medium DPM in the game, so you really have to work with that. You got a lot of mobility though and quite solid gun handling, so it's not that great for most people probably, especially if you like high DPM tanks. This should not be your choice. Same goes for the Pershing, who has a rather hard gun to handle. You got great turret armor there. 120 and 180 pen is really not that great on your standard rounds. And with the 6.9 seconds reload and 225 alpha, you can really struggle a lot. The T9 Patton is great, and you should play it similar to more or less the Pershing. You can play it hold down, though your turret isn't that great. You have a lot of DPM, the joint highest together with the Type 61. In terms of the mediums at tier 9, you lack penetration though, by quite a bit, 215. Again, below average for the mediums of that tier. And the tier 10 Patton really does need a buff, especially in the turret, getting penned very easily and even easier with premium rounds. But all in all, these tanks should be played in hold down situations, some more, some less throughout the line. You have 12 degrees of gun depression, going to 10, staying at 10, and then 10 again, and going down to 9 here for the Patton. But that's basically it for this line. So I hope you enjoyed it, or at least the tech tree showcase, and that leaves the voting, which tier 10 to do next, up to you guys. We have apart from the 140, which you do not vote for, this tank will be done last, you have the choice of the Sheridan 57 heavy, E4, I7 268, and the WZ113G FT. So if you want to see a particular line be in the poll that you would like to see next, put it in the chat, and I will just make the message ready here. Hello Safe, thank you for the kind words. There is no need, but yeah, I appreciate kind words. 57 heavy. It shall be added to the list. It is the American tanks. On type. Tanks AT7 heavy. I7 from David. Can put that in for sure. The Powerhouse, we can put that in for sure. Mighty, you have another pick, same as Layla, as Feathers was the first one to request it. Alright, good night, Lena. Linux, the WZ is in. You have another pick too. Currently we have in the poll the WZ57 Heavy, the i7, 2 more slots to go. And both Mighty, Layla and Linux still have an unused choice to make. Same as Razer. Sheridan. Alright, we added the Sheridan to the poll. It is definitely something we can do. Mr. B. And the 268. Alright. We shall add the 268 as our 5th tank onto the poll, and that leaves the poll with the Chinese tank destroyed, the WZ-113GFT, the American heavy tanks up to the T-57 Heavy, the Russian heavy tanks up to the I-7, the American light tanks up to the Sheridan, and the Russian tank destroyers up to the 268. And with that said, the poll is now open on Discord. You can join the link in the description or do !Discord, and the bot will send a link right in the chat. Please only go and vote for one tank, as the tank with the most votes will be played. We're going to get through every tank eventually. It's just about which to do first. And we're really getting into these last couple tanks that are all great in their own perspectives. And yeah, the 140 I will not be having voted for or asked for, as the line is basically the same as the 62A, so I'm giving it as much time as possible for a possible change here, so that we don't have overlapping tanks in there. Sound like a gentleman? Well, I hope so. But yeah, with that said, I'm going to end off the stream here. Thank you all for watching, and see you all again next time. Bye bye.